Sarah Sanders has finally had enough, drops sudden announcement during live interview. I have the greatest respect for White House Press Secretary Sarah Huckabee Sanders. She's fearless when confronted by leftists, and she's simply the best press secretary I have ever seen. She has been inundated by ridiculous claims and allegations by the left and the media over the last few days. Many of them have to do with Supreme Court nominee Judge Brett Kavanaugh, and I think she's just about had enough of this stupidity. I know I have. This morning Sanders appeared on Fox and Friends and bluntly gave her opinion on the Democrats' handling of Brett Kavanaugh's confirmation process and sexual misconduct allegations, calling it absolutely appalling and disgusting. It is, there's no arguing with that. The Democrats have jumped into the mud hollow and are gleefully wallowing in the muck that they throw at Kavanaugh. It's lies and defamation, and it is sickening. I think the process that the Democrats have played has been absolutely appalling and disgusting, Sanders told Fox and Friends. She made the point that the accuser drive. Christine Blasey Ford wanted to reach out about her story privately. I'm not so sure of that. I personally think this was all cooked up to do exactly what it is accomplishing, throwing a wrench in the nomination process. Sanders added that it has become a public circus because they waited until the 11th hour. All by design. It's the same tactic they pulled on Clarence Thomas and Judge Roy Moore. It's become their go-to last-ditch move to get rid of the conservative of the hour. Donald J. Trump tweet. At Real Donald Trump, the Democrats are working hard to destroy a wonderful man, and a man who has the potential to be one of our greatest Supreme Court justices ever, with an array of false accusations the likes of which have never been seen before. Democrats, frankly, hurt two different families' lives that they'll never be able to be the same because of the way that they've operated this process. And I think it's disgusting that they've exploited these individuals and their families for their own political purposes, said Sanders. I do too. Kavanaugh does not deserve to be treated like this. I don't believe Ford, who has the credibility of Swiss cheese, or Ramirez, who won't even answer the Senate Intelligence Committee. Both women have the same problem, that no one backs up their claims and that they waited decades to come forward, and when they did so it was at the exact point in time to try and block Kavanaugh from the Supreme Court. I don't believe in coincidences. Sanders also said today that Democrats are playing a political game with allegations of sexual misconduct by President Trump's Supreme Court nominee Brett Kavanaugh, calling the ploy appalling. Again, an excellent descriptor of what they are doing to Kavanaugh. From the Daily Wire, Brett Kavanaugh has asked for his voice to be heard in this process. 2. Sanders said, "Last I can remember, we're still a country where you're innocent until proven guilty, unless you're a conservative Republican. It is absolutely shameful what the Democrats have done and the way they have turned this into complete political process." Sanders said that Democrats have ruined multiple lives. They want this to be a political game, and I think that the way they have operated in this is absolutely appalling. Sanders said, "If anything has been appalling, it's the way that they have gone after and used these people's stories and their lives and exploited them for political gain." Sanders was asked whether Deborah Ramirez, a classmate of Kavanaugh's at Yale University who claims Kavanaugh exposed himself at a freshman year party, should be allowed to testify. "Certainly we would be open to that, and that process could take place on Thursday," Sanders said. Christine Blasey Ford, who claims Kavanaugh held her down and fondled her when the two were at a boozy high school party 36 years ago, is scheduled to testify before the Senate Judiciary Committee on Thursday. In an interview Monday night on Fox News, Kavanaugh denied both Ford's and Ramirez's allegations and said he would not let false accusations drive us out of this process. "The president's been clear," Sanders said. "Let them speak, but let's also let Brett Kavanaugh speak, and let's let him tell his side of the story before we allow allegations to determine his entire future." Sanders is fed up with the hypocrisy on the left over this whole piece of tortured political theater. "So I'm one and one think most of America is right there with me on that. ABC should be ashamed, and I'm referring to George Stephanopoulos on Good Morning America." From the Daily Caller, when Roy Moore is accused, when Bill O'Reilly is accused, when Roger Ailes is accused, when Rob Porter is accused, and now when Brett Kavanaugh is accused, the president consistently every single time takes the side of the man, GMA host George Stephanopoulos told Sanders. "You know, it's interesting that you say that," she replied. "It's a lot of Democrats that like to ignore Keith Ellison and Cory Booker. They love to fight and champion women until they disagree with them." Sanders referenced current misconduct allegations against Keith Ellison by his former girlfriend Karen Monahan. She also pointed to Senator Cory Booker's past admission that he groped a girl while he was a young teenager. Stephanopoulos pointed out that former Senator Al Franken was hounded from office by his party, but Sanders rebutted and a number of other Democrats should have the same type of scrutiny. Trump has indicated he believes decades-old sexual assault allegations against Kavanaugh are a smear campaign aired by the Democratic Party to derail his nomination. "The Democrats are working hard to destroy a wonderful man, and a man who has the potential to be one of our greatest Supreme Court justices ever, with an array of false accusations the likes of which have never been seen before." Trump tweeted late Monday. Sanders nailed him and really hit him over Ellison and Booker. "I'm impressed. That was wondrous sparring on her part. I am totally disgusted by the Democrats over all of this. It is transparently obstructionist and just plain evil. They are indeed trying to destroy a good man and his family. The Republicans need to put a stop to this and fast. This is why the Democrats should never be in power ever again.